What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube reaction, another musical reaction, something a little bit different today. Um, I have obviously received some feedback, some excellent feedback, but I've also received uh some reaction recommendations, and we're gonna dive into it now. Sometime last week, I can't remember the date, but I reacted to the Destiny 2 Lullaby, Deep Stone Lullaby score, and it was fantastic. It was amazing. It was beautiful. In the video, I also stated as well that whatever kind of cinematic or kind of raid, as you know, as they are in Destiny, then let me know and I will react to it and give it the proper justice, the proper do-over. That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be going back to call it a part 2. We're going to be going back into Destiny 2, the Deep Stone Lullaby. We're going to react. Now, I already did the breakdown of the score. It's not going to be a re-breakdown. Maybe I break down some certain stuff. But we are going to be sitting down and reacting to that raid, that specific, what the score was intended for.
Artificial intelligence activated. Enjoying yourselves, intruders? It's worth knowing the cataclysmic damage you will be responsible for.
You can hear it in the background there as the dialogue is is going off. I remember playing Destiny and in the beginning of Destiny 2. Guys, in the comments, wasn't the first like DLC was Forsaken after the main campaign? Like when you obviously when you get Destiny 2 and you play like the through the standard like campaign, isn't the one after that like the next isn't it Forsaken? We might have to react to Forsaken. Isn't that where Kay dies? Or am I just wrong? Let me know in the comments. I remember playing the Forsaken DLC, but that was so far long ago. Let's get back to this. But yeah, when you open up the door, just a ding, and it gives off that little bit of like a little bit of nostalgia. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Might just be me, to be honest with you.
Artificial intelligence activated.
See there.
Enjoying yourselves, intruders? It's worth knowing the cataclysmic damage you will be responsible for today. Do not fool yourself. This facility is not simply the fruitless work of some pathetic scientist. This house was built by the genius Clovis Bray the First himself. Within lies humanity's salvation.
Talk about music in the background, dialogue, but then you've got the music that's a little bit sad. Also like you're kind of remembering. Obviously you got the dialogue, your intruder, all this type of stuff that's going on within the story, and then you and your buds just running through space. You know, jumping around in space while gunfire, and talk about the gaming, man. Talk about, look, hey, Destiny 2 has gone some trials and tribulations. They know how to make some fun games, I guess. Bungie, I mean. But,
Fontaine du Jouvence.
Guardian
Made possible by clarity control. Magnificent, wasn't it? An entity from beyond our...
It's like what I said in my last breakdown. Sorry, I don't keep pausing it, but it's like I said with my last breakdown. It starts off down, dun, dun, and then the minute the strings kick in, it's just a bit hopeful. No, it's not. It's not on this team. It's not very hopeful. One of your players went down, but it's just it picks it up, and even like bro, the environmental design, like in the background, you're in space. Just look at the detail. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Magnificent, wasn't it? An entity from beyond our own dimension. answer to humanity's eternal struggle.
Wow.
Mortality. Were it to fall into the wrong hands, humanity and the universe would be utterly doomed. I have no reason to believe you are anything other than the wrong hand. You now face godlike judgment.
Wow. Godlike
May it
judgment.
extend eternally.
I'm not going to pretend that I know the Destiny lore, what all of this is adding up, and what it means, for the future of this game as well. Like, in terms of like the story, like at the time, what this represented moving forward. I'm not going to pretend that I know, but all I'm going to say is a lot of the score, with seeing kind of the visuals, it's representing that. It's backing up the dialogue. Not so much maybe the feeling of the scene, apart from the beginning before the dialogue kicked in, but a lot of it is the kind of just doubling down on the narrative that's being driven through this cinematic, through this story.
Guardian down.
Picking up loot and the score's getting
Guardian
intense.
down.
It's great. To the Destiny gamers out there, to the people that were here on day one when this was released. Post down in the comments, what did you feel? And was it successful? One of the questions is, did the score strengthen, not strengthen, but did the score enhance your enjoyment? Like, when the score was kicking off and when the score was going, did you feel something through the music? And if you did, that's the job of a composer. That's the job that was tasked to this gentleman that created the Deepstone Lullaby, or the Deepstone Crypt Raid. Uh, Obviously, song to it. Let me know. You're just jumping in space. I would always have the fear of falling to my death. Let's go. See the score? Kicking in. Wow. It's a moment to take in, isn't it? As your teammates are running past you. The design. I told this to my I was speaking to my friend about I used to play Destiny. I haven't in recent years because I kind of just tapped out of it. Um but I've always said, might not be publicly on YouTube, but I've always said to my friends or whatever, Destiny never fails in its music. And as a music nerd and as someone that loves game soundtrack, movie soundtracks, TV soundtracks, and just music, Destiny has never failed to get the right team, get the right composers, get the right guys, men, women, behind the scenes to create the best sound design, the best score, which all goes in hand and creates this environment for the players, whether you're in space with the sound design, but whether you're in space with the score. And they always come together. And maybe certain DLCs are better than others. That's not my lane to dive into. That's not my expertise. My expertise is in with music, and they're very good with their music and hiring the correct people. Obviously, recent news is that they let go of the recent composer, but you know, yes, but that you know, Beyond Light, I think it released through COVID, if I'm not mistaken, through that, and it had a lot of negativity. And um, one thing I found very interesting in people were like, it's not good. It doesn't have a lot of content, and again, that's not my expertise. But when I listened to that soundtrack, it was phenomenal. It was great, and the visuals are representing the score, I think. Let's continue. And the score stops right there, and you hear the boop 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 boop, which was the like kind of the underlining kind of mid bass high end through the score. It would kick in, kick out a lot of times through that soundtrack, but just look at the design. And I think the reason why it cuts out here is because you have to take it in. You've heard the sound, the soundscape as well. You hear the score, but now as you as the player, you take this moment in. See, so Beer still playing. Does he? So it's also quiet. And what I love about whether it's in movies, games, TV shows, a good composer, there's a lot, but very little at the same time. And what I mean by that is they know how to amplify, but they also know when to shut up. And I think it's one of these moments where you just take it in as a player while you're jumping around in space and enjoying. You're taking in. It's all quiet. You take in the sound of your foot hitting on the platform, but you're supposed to take in your surroundings and look and go, nice, fair play. Um, right, we're gonna end it there because that's a good stuff. Just, but yeah, I really like this, and adding in a lot of the purpose in why this was intended as well. I think, um, I think when oftentimes when you're reacting and when you're looking at compositions and you're trying to understand soundtracks, um, sometimes it's quite difficult to put them into, okay, what was the intention? But it's nice to actually get the visual, get the raid, get what the purpose, what the composer was tasked on doing, and this is what the delivery is. Most likely not, he probably had a rough version to this early on in his process while he was creating it. Because a lot of it seems intentional, and at points as well, like it was that moment felt like he had like a piece of footage that was sent to him, and he reacted to that as a composer. But once again, guys, thank you very much for the support on my videos. It has been a blessing, and I thank each and every one of you that stops by and watches my reactions. That's not all. Uh, let me know what you want to react. Let me know in the comments what you want me to react to, and I will get to around to it because I'm trying to build a community here. Offer suggestions, but I keep it game related, movie related, TV show related, any type of score, even if it's for an audio drama or an audio podcast. I just like sounds, and leave them down in the comments. and I will try and get to. I will try. I will try. But until then, guys, subscribe, leave a like, comment down below. What was your favorite part about Destiny? And quick question: do you think there's going to be a Destiny 3?